Hi guys, this is gsno.com and I'm here with a bit of a beast, Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. The top dog right now, the best phone that Xiaomi has made this year. Okay, so the Mi 10 Ultra was a special edition not found in many parts of the world, but the Mi 11 Ultra has reached the global market. It's an unboxing and you'll be shocked to see what this device has to offer. Okay, so first things first, it's got a secondary screen at the backside and a gigantic camera module which protrudes almost 4 mm out of the case. In some ways, it feels like a spiritual successor to the Nokia 808 PureView. And by the way, it has the biggest camera sensor in the world. All of them in a device called Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. It's a whole family. First came Xiaomi Mi 11, then Mi 11 Lite 4G and 5G. We have an unboxing for the latter. There's also the Mi 11 Pro and the Mi 11 Ultra with the best of the best specs possible. Now the price is hefty, $1,299, but you're getting the best of the best and also rarities. When I say rarities, I'm referring to the ceramic backside. An approach you don't quite see nowadays very often, and I think it's time to decrease the brightness because it was simply too much for our camera. This is the device and it's a beautiful, beautiful curved screen. And first and foremost, I think it's time to address what's inside the box. It's an elegant black package with the promise of sound by Harman Kardon and 5G connectivity. And here we find the key used to access the slots, as well as an envelope, just like the one we've seen with the Xiaomi Mi 11, which brings you an adapter from USB-C to 3.5mm, meaning we don't have an audio jack, but we can still connect our old headphones. This is a warranty card and this is the user manual. And we also have a hefty case with a big cutout for that generous back camera. Transparent and flexible, ready to protect your pricey flagship phone. Now also inside the box, we find the charger, which delivers an USB-A port and gives you charging up to, let's see here, should be 67 watts if I remember correctly. Yes, indeed. It's 67 watts. And guess what? The phone can also do 67 watts wireless charging, not just wired. And this is the USB cable, which goes from USB-C to USB-A, and it's beefier, thicker than usual, in order to, well, deliver that special charging feature. There's nothing here. For a second I thought there was something else, maybe headphones, but maybe not. Okay, let's put some order into this chaos and continue with the unboxing. Okay, so back to the device. Well, I would say it's a feat of engineering and design. There's a ceramic back here. It's available in black or white, and as you can see, this is the secondary screen which shows notifications and has a bit of well, there are themes to apply here. It can also be used when taking selfie shots with the main camera. And before we get to other things, let's take it one step at a time. It's quite a massive phone made of premium materials. Aside from the ceramic backside, we have Gorilla Glass at the front, Gorilla Glass Victus if you really want to know. In between them there's an aluminum frame keeping everything together. The good news is that the device is IP68 certified, protecting it against dust and water. It's quite thick at 8.4mm, it goes closer to 11mm on account of the huge camera protrusion at the backside, and weighs a hefty 234 grams, which brings it in the battery phone and gaming phone territory. Inside we have our good old friend, the most powerful processor on the market, at least for Qualcomm Snapdragon 888, accompanied by 8 or 12 gigs of RAM. Let's see if this app sees it properly. Snapdragon 888. In this case we have 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage, as well as the mention that we're dealing with UFS 3.1 storage and LPDDR5 RAM. There's no microSD in case you're wondering, and there's a 5000 mAh battery with 65 watt wired and wireless charging, which once again blows my mind. There's also reverse charging at 10 watts. We don't have an audio jack, but we do have stereo speakers. So this is the first speaker at the bottom with an interesting design, smaller and bigger holes, microphone, USB-C port, SIM tray, and at the top side infrared emitter, microphone, and the other set of speaker for the stereo setup with Harman Kardon inscription next to it. The earpiece has been separated. I actually am not seeing it. It should be here. Haven't heard of any piezoelectric action going on, but I will look into it. We're done with all these technicalities, and I think it's time to discuss, well, the screen. Believe it or not, we have forgotten the screen. This one is a 6.81-inch AMOLED panel, which displays a beautiful amount of 1 billion colors. It has a 120 Hz refresh rate. I'm curious if that's activated from the factory. In general, it's not. It's set to 60 Hz now. You can set it to 120 Hz, and you can see that the animation is much smoother now than it was before. This is our website. Definitely smoother scrolling with the 120 Hz. And it also has Dolby Vision and HDR10+, plus a resolution which is pretty generous. It's actually 3200 over 1440 pixels. And the second screen at the back side, this little fellow here, this one is a, well, it's AMOLED as well. It's a 1.1-inch screen. It can be used for taking selfies and can also show notifications and the time. Sources say that it can be borrowed, it may be borrowed from the Mi Band 5. On the camera front, the selfie shooter is a 20 megapixel camera, most likely borrowed from the Mi 11. It takes full HD 60 frames per second videos, and the fun starts at the back side. We have the biggest sensor on the market, inaugurated by Xiaomi, is the 50 megapixel Samsung GN2. f1.95 aperture, which is, I would say, rather modest. We even had f1.5 at some point. It has dual pixel phase detection autofocus on vertical and horizontal, optical image stabilization, laser focus. You can see here 2 extra small sensors behind this huge lens in the center. Let's actually zoom in. You can see those 2 little fellows below the lens. Okay, so this 50 megapixel camera takes 12.5 megapixel shots. It has an 8-element lens, and it's accompanied by a 48 megapixel telephoto periscopic camera with 5x optical zoom and reaches up to 120x digital zoom, something we've seen on the Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra. It's actually borrowed from that model, by the way. And we're taking 12 megapixel shots. It's a Sony IMX5A6 sensor with optical image stabilization. And finally, we have a 48 megapixel ultra-wide camera with a promise of the largest angle available, 128 degrees. Plus, it has autofocus, and here we have the triple LED flash. We have 8K video capture and quite a few options. I'm going to go through them a bit. Go to the camera interface, similar to the one from the Mi 11. These are the main modes. You can see here short video, there's movie effects, there's multicam, supermoon, and multicam actually means it. You can select whichever camera combo you want. You can take ultra wide combined with zoom, selfie combined with main. You can have your pick. There's portrait, there's photo, there's video, and here you can see the 8K option. We also have the pro mode, and you can take full 50 megapixel shots or switch to pro video. Now, one thing I haven't explored properly yet is the ability to use this camera, to use the screen to take selfies. Now, this is something that we're still exploring and trying to figure out, but it definitely should be here in the options. Okay, so we go here and we have the rear display preview right about here. So let's get rid of the burst option, rear display preview, and check it out. Here you can see a small preview of me, and I know it's pretty small, but you can definitely get yourself in the proper frame and arrangement to take a shot, and that's about it. That's the usage of the mode. Sadly, only in photo. I don't think you can do that in video. As you can see, switch to video and it disappeared. Okay, so that's about it as far as the camera options are concerned. We also have an AI mode here. We also have the HDR. I'm definitely forgetting something, but you will discover more as we're heading towards the review time. I've actually taken quite a few shots using this camera. I'm pretty impressed by the zoom, and the colors are really something else. Now, I think it's time to discuss connectivity. The phone possesses 5G, Wi-Fi 6E, USB-C, Bluetooth 5.2, GPS dual band, and infrared, and I'm pretty curious to see if it also comes with NFC. So you go here, This is NFC and you can make payments with it without a problem. It runs on Android 11 with MIUI 12.0.6 on top. I was actually expecting 12.5. It should probably arrive with an update at some point. Okay, so this has been it so far. This secondary screen really stands out of the crowd. It's going to show you notifications and the time and help you with the selfies. This huge module has a lot to say, especially in the zoom department, the largest ultra-wide available and the largest sensor. Basically, each of the three cameras has a superlative of its own. I'm going to be testing the device. One thing I should mention is that it's pretty top heavy. You should definitely use a case. It feels like it revives the Nokia 808 PureView. It has a lot of power and actually digging the screen very much, pretty immersive. Okay, so that's pretty much it from us at gsnm.com. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing. We'll be back very soon with a review for this pricey phone, $1,299. Bye bye.